Hey there guys, Tango with TangoServers. Now normally I'm not the reviewing types, but I am a tech enthusiast. 3 days ago I picked up the Moto 360. I bought this watch after previously owning a Pebble. They do share a very similar feature set. Unfortunately, Pebble was $100 with shipping and taxes and everything, and the Moto was closer to $300. So it's about 3 times the price of the Pebble. Is the Moto 360 a viable option as a smartwatch in general? And will it be for you versus say something like a Pebble? Personally, that's really up to you, because do you want a good watch or do you want a phone strapped to your wrist? Because the Moto, I think, closer resembles the phone strapped to your wrist. It's very similar. It lasts about 2 days if you're gentle with it, about a day if you're really heavily using it, similar to a phone. So some actual specifications of the watch. It has a 1.56-inch screen and a 205 pixel per inch pixel density. So that explains the kind of screen dory thing. Usually around 250, 300 is when that starts to go away. The average battery life, again, as I've stated, is about 1 day, so not extremely long. But the capacity is 320 milliamp hours. Again, not really that long. 320 milliamp, not 3200. Internal storage, my model's got 4 gigabytes of internal storage with 512 megabytes of RAM. So again, it's practically a phone on your wrist. About 49 grams according to the spec sheet here. Supports Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, has a microphone. Yeah, it's fully Android compatible, so it should work with any Android phone. Here on the spec sheet for Spec Out, they're claiming that it has a waterproof rating of 30 meters, 3 ATM. My model definitely does not say that on the back. It definitely says that it's water resistant IP67. Now, that's rated at 1 meter depth of water resistance. Now, I think people are generally a little ignorant on water resistance versus waterproof and water resistance ratings in general. So I'd like to clear the air with some of that. Now, water resistance at 1 meter is pretty much saying that you shouldn't submerge it. Now you can, but and I have, but submerging for long periods of time, anything greater than 20 seconds, I say you're pushing it. I would not want to submerge this watch for a sustained period of time. Keep in mind, when they're doing these ratings, they're definitely done without any sort of movement or force being applied to the watch. Now you have to take into account that when you're moving your arm through the water with the wrist or with the watch attached, you're applying force to the seals. That water could seep past, and yeah. So that 1 meter is like bathtub, shower at the most. Bathtub at the most. Shower's probably okay. But again, 2 things that aren't taken into consideration there are heat, and because heat will affect the seals, and motion. If you're swimming, you will guaranteed kill this watch, because the motion of you putting your arm through the water and dragging it down will pop the seals in no time. Another thing, never press buttons underwater, okay? Unless a device specifically says, even a waterproof device, unless it specifically says that you can push the buttons of the device underwater, usually those aren't sealed when they're pressed in. Usually they're only sealed when they're out, because there's a rubber gasket. But usually when you press them in, it pushes the gasket in, letting water in. So you never want to push a button of a device while it's submerged, unless it says you can. I've got the leather band, which I've noticed has been sort of getting worn by the fact that it's been wet. But I'm not really too worried about that. I'm probably going to get the metal band for it soon. That being said, the leather band fits nice out of the box, and it's a good quality. The thing I've noticed about the watch is that it's extremely hardy. I look at my phone. It had a case and a screen protector for a while. I eventually took those off, but it's gotten micro scratches over time. The watch, it's been we have yet to see if it will as well, but so far, through 3 days of not babied use, I don't baby my electronics, it does not have a single scratch on the display, and you can see that yourself. If I just move around, I mean, it's hard to see, but there is not a single micro scratch on it. There's just nothing. There's fingerprint grease, maybe, but not a single imperfection in the screen. It's extremely hardy. It's amazing how resilient it is. I've actually dropped it not on concrete, on carpet, mind you, but I've dropped it from about an arm's distance onto carpet, and I know it's not much, but you know, it's definitely something, a scenario where a scratch could occur and literally nothing. So it's so far it's been very hardy in that regard. This thing is just way too much fun, man. It's super cool. You know, Google having this data again kind of puts me in a weird spot because I am generally I'm very pro privacy, very anti this biometric stuff, especially. I feel like that's very personal data. I don't know why. Biometrics is probably the least important thing for a company to know about you, but I don't know. It just feels kind of weird. Maybe that's just me. Alright guys, so this has been my review of the Motorola 360 watch. Normally I wouldn't ask for any of this stuff, but I really would like to get to 100 subscribers for a custom URL. It's a feature that YouTube used to have, but apparently they don't anymore. So if you'd like to support me getting that, that would really help. Anyway, thanks for enough rambling. Have a good night.